In America, the average healthy lifespan ends at 66. That doesn't mean people stop living. It means after 66, for most, life becomes a cycle of medications, surgeries, and slowly losing independence. But in Japan, you'll find something very different. The country is home to nearly 90,000 centenarians, and many of them are still walking to the market, cooking for themselves, and even gardening without help. How? It's not magic. It's not perfect genes, and it's not expensive supplements. Their secret has been hiding in plain sight for nearly a century. Every morning, from schools to offices to tiny village parks, millions of Japanese gather to begin their day with the same ritual. Ragyo Taiso, radio calisthenics. Since 1928, this national exercise routine has been broadcast on radio and television. It takes just a few minutes, requires no equipment, and yet it trains balance, flexibility, circulation, and strength, the very foundations of staying independent as you age. Today, I'll show you 6 of the most powerful movements from this practice, the history behind each one, and most importantly, why they matter if you're over 50. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact sequence used daily in Japan for generations, how it was designed, what it trains, and how you can fit it into just 5 minutes in the morning and evening. Stick with me until the end, because I'll also give you a simple daily plan. And before we begin, drop your first name and city in the comments. I'll be picking a few of you to send a printable cheat sheet of all 6 moves. Exercise 1, Tateno Nobi, reach to the sky. Every Ragyo Taiso session begins the same way. Arms sweeping overhead, heels rising off the ground, chest open to the morning air. In 1928, when the program was first broadcast, this upward stretch was described as welcoming the new day. For workers recovering from long shifts and children preparing for school, it was a reset button for the body. Biomechanically, this is a full-body circulatory boost. Reaching overhead lengthens the spine. Rising onto the toes engages the calves, sometimes called the second heart, because they pump blood back toward the torso. For someone over 50, this gentle rise stimulates circulation, wakes up stiff shoulders, and reminds the lungs to expand fully. In Japan, doctors often recommend this as a morning ritual because it's low impact, safe for all ages, and instantly lifts posture. In a country famous for longevity, they begin each day not with coffee, but with a reach for the sky. Exercise 2, Yokoburi side bends. After opening upward, the Japanese bend sideways, first one direction, then the other. This movement was inspired by bamboo trees, admired for their flexibility and resilience. Just as bamboo bends with the wind but never breaks, this exercise trains the body to stay supple under pressure. Side bends expand the ribcage, stretch the obliques, and gently mobilize the spine. For older adults, this is critical. Tight ribs reduce lung capacity, and stiff spines make falls more dangerous. In post-war Japan, factories promoted side bends to counteract hours of repetitive labor. Teachers told students, bend like bamboo, flexible, but strong. Modern studies confirm that lateral stretching reduces stiffness in the thoracic spine, improves balance reactions, and even helps prevent that slow stoop many people develop with age. For someone over 50, it's not just about flexibility. It's about reclaiming the ability to reach, twist, and breathe like you're years younger. Exercise 3, Karada no Nejiri, trunk twists. Next comes twisting. In traditional karate, twists prepared fighters to strike and defend with coordination between hips, core, and shoulders. When Ragyo Taiso was created, the designers borrowed this martial arts principle for everyday life. With arms stretched wide, turning left and right looks simple. But inside, dozens of deep stabilizer muscles activate. The spine rotates, the core engages, and balance systems in the inner ear are challenged. For older adults, this is priceless. Twisting retrains walking efficiency. Instead of shuffling stiffly, the arms and legs swing naturally, reducing strain on the lower back. Biomechanics research shows that spinal rotation is one of the first abilities to decline after age 50, yet it's also one of the easiest to preserve with regular training. In Japan, they say, twist like a warrior, walk like a youth. Exercise 4. Ashi no Magari, knee bends with arm lift. Imagine rice farmers crouched in the fields for hours at a time. That deep squat required powerful thighs and hips. When Rajio Taiso was formalized, the designers knew not everyone could farm rice, but everyone needed strong legs. So they created a safe alternative. Gentle knee bends combined with lifting the arms forward. For people over 50, this is the definition of functional strength. The quads and glutes are sometimes called independence muscles because they're the ones that let you stand from a chair, climb stairs, and carry groceries. When they weaken, daily life becomes a series of obstacles. Japanese health experts emphasize that it's not about how deep you bend. It's about keeping those leg muscles awake. Even shallow knee bends, done daily, preserve bone density, improve joint lubrication, and reduce the risk of falls. In fact, clinical studies show that older adults who practice simple sit-to-stand drills maintain mobility longer than those who don't. This humble exercise has been giving independence back to generations of Japanese. Exercise 5. Kakado Agari, heel raises. Doctors in Japan began calling this the second heart exercise after noticing how rising onto the toes helped workers who stood all day. By squeezing the calf muscles, blood is pushed back toward the torso, reducing swelling in the legs and energizing the whole system. Rising onto the toes may look effortless, but it trains 3 essential things at once: balance, circulation, and ankle strength. In the workplace, companies prescribed heel raises to prevent fatigue. In senior centers, they are used to rebuild balance after falls. For someone over 50, heel raises are one of the simplest yet most powerful exercises you can do. Research shows they improve walking distance, reduce leg pain, and protect against ankle injuries. The Japanese include them in daily life because they keep the lower body young. Exercise 6. Meifumi and Ushifumi, forward and backward bends. Generations of Japanese school children grew up with this. 3 forward bends, then 1 gentle arch backward. Teachers explained it as unrolling the spine. After long hours sitting at desks, this simple sequence restored mobility and kept posture upright. Forward bends stretch hamstrings, loosen hips, and train the ability to hinge at the waist, crucial for gardening, picking things up, or tying your shoes. The backward bend awakens the spinal stabilizers, fights against hunching, and keeps the back resilient. For older adults, it's a 1-2 punch: flexibility plus strength. Japanese therapists often prescribe it to counteract the sitting disease, decades of stiffness caused by office work. This is how Japan taught its children, and now its elders, to keep their spines alive. These 6 movements, reach to the sky, side bends, trunk twists, knee bends, heel raises, and forward chalk backward bends, form the backbone of Rajio Taiso. They weren't designed for athletes. They were designed for everyone: farmers, teachers, office workers, children, and older adults. And they've been practiced by millions, every day, for nearly 100 years. Together, they cover the essentials: circulation, flexibility, core control, leg strength, balance, and posture. Exactly the abilities that predict whether you stay independent as you age. Japanese researchers have tracked Rajio Taiso for decades. Studies show it improves balance, reduces blood pressure, strengthens coordination, and boosts overall well-being. One nationwide survey found that older adults who still practiced it had lower fall rates and greater independence in daily living. In Okinawa, home to some of the world's longest living people, many centenarians still perform versions of these same exercises each morning. Movement is not optional. it's culture. The secret isn't intensity. It isn't pushing until you sweat. It's consistency. The Japanese call it kaizen, small, steady improvements that compound over time. 5 minutes each day may not sound like much, but 5 minutes multiplied by 365 days becomes hours of healthier movement each year. And over a decade, it becomes the difference between living independently or relying on others. No gyms, no equipment, just movements proven over nearly a century. Movements that have helped Japanese people remain mobile and independent into their 90s and beyond. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being a little stronger, a little more mobile than yesterday. If you've made it this far, comment "I'm in" plus your city, and I'll send you a printable one-page guide to all 6 exercises. Try them daily for 1 week, then tell me how you feel. Your future self will thank you.